Hi, welcome. Before we get into the review portion of this video, there are 3 things I want to address about the future of my channel. Timestamps will be down below in case you don't care and are here only for the review of Pink Venom. Number 1. This video and my next one will have robot voice used, because I'm currently on vacation in a house by the sea, so I'm obviously never alone to be able to film a voiceover in peace. But as soon as I'm back I'll do my best for all videos to have my own voice in them, since I know it's way more enjoyable to watch. Number 2. From now on I won't be mentioning groups Classy and New Jeans on my channel any longer. Not in end of the month ranking videos and not in reviews, so don't ask me about them or my opinion on their releases. I refuse to support them in any way, because most of the members are way below 18 and as a 22-year-old I feel disgusting supporting literal kids like that. Also their management is highly questionable and they were already subjected to over-sexualization. Therefore in my life they don't exist and never will until their management changes and they grow up significantly. Lastly, number 3. I've been doing this little thing called YouTube for almost 3 years now. Wild, I know. I tried many different types of content and many different formats to make videos. At the end of the day I was never truly satisfied with what I was putting out, because I felt like I wasn't giving you guys good enough content. As a result, there will be a few changes going forward. I will only be making longer video essays and deep dives. When it comes to K-pop, those will be mostly reviews of different releases, but sometimes I will discuss other topics or new, if I have a lot to say or I feel inspired by an idea that pops up in my head. But yes, 99% of videos will be reviews. But then I also want to branch out into the world of cinema. Recently I really began to explore the world of K-dramas, so I will be making in-depth analyses of them, basically reviews and discussions. I've been working for almost a month on a video about forecasting love and weather, which I expect to be over 40 minutes long and should be out at the start of September. Since all of my videos will be long and detailed, that means there will be less of them. So no more uploads 2 times a week. But instead whenever a video is ready. Hopefully that's okay. Less uploads, but longer ones and better quality hopefully. Okay, that's all for the news about the channel. Let's get into the review of Pink Venom by Blackpink now. When Blackpink's comeback was announced, at first I genuinely thought it was just YG trying to feed everyone lies again, so they would shut up. It's been over 2 years since their first full album, called The Album dropped and there wasn't a single person probably in the whole world of K-pop that wasn't even a little bit curious about what they had to bring to the table. After all, usually when artists release less music, we automatically expect that whenever they release some, it will be of higher quality. But is that true for Blackpink as well? Their track record so far isn't that great, coming back with the same formula of songs over and over again. But this is, if I'm not mistaken, their longest hiatus yet, so it's a bit different. Expectations are higher and anticipation indescribable. It is true that we got Rosie's, as well as Lisa's solo. Meanwhile, news of Jennie's acting debut in the TV show called The Idol, and Jisoo's acting debut as a female lead in the K-drama Snowdrop. We weren't starving completely, which is good. There were also plenty of fashion shows and photo shoots they attended, as per usual. But they are supposed to be musicians first and foremost, so the lack of music got on many fans' nerves, including mine a little bit. But then the announcement came directly from YG of their pre-release single Pink Venom dropping on August 19th, while their second full album Born Pink will be released in September. Next up we began to receive teasers and oh boy, my emotions were very mixed. When the first 2 posters dropped that announced the dates for their single and full album, I was about to throw hands at YG because these look like 5-year-olds edited them. It's literally just one color and then 2 snake teeth or whatever that is in a different color coming from the top with stuff written. I could do that and I'm damn sure not getting paid for it from YG. I saw a lot of concerns and complaints from others online as well, so I know I'm not the only one by any means. They just look bad. Okay, I don't care, they are just announcing the dates. For such a big company like YG the bare minimum simply doesn't cut it. Sorry about it. Thankfully our prayers were heard when the first real set of teasers from Pink Venom dropped. I'm referring to the ones in pastel pink outfits. I was right away very satisfied with how gorgeous they all looked and how well they seemed to be styled. I wasn't exactly blown away because they look like your typical Blackpink teasers we got every other comeback, but hey, at least they aren't the same horror story as Kill This Love and that paper taped to the wall. My favorite out of these ones is for sure Jennie's because she looks absolutely ethereal. Then we got the second set of black-themed teasers, and as much as everyone else seemed obsessed with them, to me they were just kind of meh. I looked at them and then scrolled past without a second thought. I don't exactly know why, just the whole styling didn't really appeal to me. My favorite though is Lisa's because that hairstyle delivers something else. It brings her on a whole other level if we are being completely honest. I really didn't like Jennie's though with that hoodie covering up her entire hair. Who thought that was a great idea? They clearly thought wrong in my opinion. Then we began to get teasers in forms of videos, and with the pastel pink ones it is safe to say I was mesmerized. The outfits are all absolutely stunning, and the concept of them being stuck in a box and trying to break out like a venom that everyone tries to avoid as much as possible because of its power, is brilliant. Finally, YG put some thought into how to connect the teaser concepts to the actual song. For the black ones once again I didn't really feel impressed in any way, and they left my mind the second I scrolled past them. They seem like they are standing in front of snake teeth and it connect to the venom again, which is great, but other than that nothing special. Overall I was a fan of teasers, although they are far from being my favorite. Those still remain the how you like that teasers in my opinion and my book. But yes, you can see the budget put into them and the thought process, which I can really appreciate. But does the song exude the same expensive energy? I present you my review of Pink Venom.
I bring the pain like this, that pink venom, this, that pink venom, this, that pink venom, get 'em, get 'em, get 'em.
Expecting anything else from Blackpink other than their typical Teddy formula would be foolish. Almost all of their songs, but for sure all of their title tracks and pre-release singles fit into it. I personally don't really mind it because I truly enjoy their songs, even if I sometimes wish they tried something new. You know what? That's a lie, because they tried something fresh with Ice Cream, and I despise that song almost as much as Playing with Fire and Ready for Love. Yes, those I think are their 3 worst songs to date, and I know most of you won't agree with me, which is fine. So I didn't expect anything else from Pink Venom, but it is in a way a bit different than what we usually get from them. It's still very Blackpink sounding, if that's even a thing, but at the same time unique from their other stuff. It's not like D4 and Kill This Love that are pretty much the exact same song, just shuffled around a tiny bit. Let's break Pink Venom down part by part and see what we think, since I feel like there are very clear difference between which parts people seem to enjoy a lot and which are kind of flopping in general public's opinion. We get introduced to the song by the combination of chanting Blackpink in the background and a sample of what sounds like traditional Korean music. I have to say that part instantly drew me in, because not only am I a sucker for K-pop songs that include that element of traditional Korean music, but it is also extremely catchy. It grabs your attention and holds it long enough until the first verse comes in and the real game begins, so to say. First verse is given to Jennie that actually raps. I can't even begin to tell you how happy I was to see rapper Jennie back after what seems like ages. I prefer her rapping over Lisa's any day, so getting it back was extremely refreshing. Out of the 2 raps she has in Pink Venom, this one is my favorite. Her delivery is so confident and badass, yet powerful. You believe what's coming out of her mouth and agree without question. I would even dare to say this is the Jennie rap that finally came on top of Whistle's one in my opinion. My favorite rap by her in their whole discography. It just hits so damn right in my ear and I could replay it 100 times every day. Next we of course hear a rap verse by Lisa, because that's usually how Blackpink songs work. If Jennie gets to rap, Lisa can be left far behind by any means for some reason. Like she can't actually sing decently, but whatever. This part doesn't stand out to me and I'm not surprised by that. Her delivery is fine, but almost borders on fast talking, which is what most rapper in K-pop groups do to begin with. Therefore she fails to stand out, and I think this is far from being one of her best verses. I would put it in bottom third easily. Another logical thing if you know Blackpink's discography well enough is that Rosie and Jisoo get shoved into the pre-chorus together, although many times it should be left to only one of them. This time around I feel like it's spread out long enough to the point both of them get to shine without it all sounding stuffed and messy. Rosie really impressed me, to be honest with you, because her vocals sound beautiful and powerful here. Jisoo sounds amazing as well, don't get me wrong, but Rosie just stood out to me a bit more. I do agree with other people that said this pre-chorus doesn't hold that type of magic that so many of their other ones do. It's a bit more laid back and doesn't create such a buzz for the chorus. But to be completely honest, I think in the whole song altogether, it works well because the chorus itself also isn't particularly crazy or hyped, so a bit more of a laid-back way to get to it works well. At least in my opinion, but you can totally disagree by all means. The first time I heard the chorus I was a bit let down. I expected a major drop, something super hyped up and out there that would get me to move my ass and dance to it. But I got none of that, and after like 10 listens or maybe even more I still didn't get any of that. This chorus is holding back a bit in terms of the production and lets the charm of their voices kind of bring you in. I totally get why many people think it's disappointing, but after a few listens it got way better for me. I now love the chorus entirely and get its lore, if you can call it that. Every time I listen to it, it gets better somehow. I saw a lot of complaints about Lisa and Jennie's vocal delivery, since they are clearly not singing or talking, I should say, in their natural tones. It does make sense though. They are singing in a higher pitched, cuter voice while saying taste that pink venom. They are luring you in by acting innocent and adorable, by altering their voices to appear nicer. But on the inside they have this powerful venom that will destroy you because they are just that powerful. Therefore it's all a part of the storyline. I get why it might be annoying, because especially Lisa sounds very much like she does when she does Egyo, but I'm personally not bothered by it, especially after understanding why they made such a stylistic choice. From those cutesy voices we heard from Jennie and Lisa in the chorus, we then quite abruptly transfer into 90s-inspired rap parts by both of them. For Lisa, this verse I personally enjoyed a lot more than her first one, mostly because her delivery has a lot better flow and is more powerful, which I think she does extremely well. Also the lyrics helped a lot when it comes to that as well, but more on that later. As for Jennie, I enjoyed her rap here, but it wasn't nearly as good as her first one. While Lisa absolutely thrives in faster-paced, more powerful raps, I think Jennie's strengths are slower-paced, more sensual raps. But hey, they both slayed here, although this is the part of the song that stands out and almost doesn't fit into the rest. Then we repeat the same pre-chorus and chorus without any changes, before we arrive to the bridge. Blackpink never failed to deliver some of the most amazing bridges in K-pop, and this time was no different. Jisoo and Rosie share it and their vocals sound so powerful. They almost come across as if they are after you, which again the concept of venom makes perfect sense. Rosie stood out to me during the start of the bridge so much, because the way she walks in, wow, what power she holds over me and the whole world. We finish the song off with a dance break, out of Kill This Love type of last chorus, and this is my least favorite part of the song. Hear me out. Production Vice, it's amazing and present, yet another one in the collection of YG's party choruses. They do it extremely well with all of their artists, especially Blackpink, and winner in my opinion. The thing that bothers me are the lyrics or the lack thereof. It lacks that catchiness in the repetition of a certain phrase that their other choruses of this type have. It's almost annoying to listen to all RATTAS after a while. They could have done a lot better with it and wrote them at least 2 phrases to repeat, but oh well. They did great with the rest of the song that it would be weird if they didn't fumble the bag in at least one part. Overall, I dare to say this is my second favorite title track by them, right after How You Like That. Can you tell I clearly have a thing for their pre-release singles? They have been so good so far, and it gives me so much hope for their future releases, if they keep doing pre-release singles of course. But YG also made a bold claim that this is the most they've ever spent on any music video of their artists ever. Is it noticeable? When it comes to Blackpink's music videos, you really can't tell them apart in terms of budget, because for all of them it's very clear YG spent tons of money. At least since they got as big as they are right now. What I mean by that is that Pink Venom music video doesn't look more expensive to me than How You Like That or D4 for example. They look pretty much on the same level. That level is being some of the most luxurious and gorgeous music videos in the whole industry, even outside K-pop. I won't go scene by scene because there isn't really that much to say. Each one is pretty, expensive looking and elegant, fitting the concept overall well. My least favorite scene is for sure the one for their first chorus, which is kind of dessert themed in terms of colors. It doesn't attract my attention and my eye doesn't feel drawn to it. My favorite scene though is currently between Rosie's scene with the black liquid and heart, and the very last scene of the music video where they dance in the water with all of the backup dancers. It reminds me of what they did for their online concert during their D4 performance. Water adds so much power and larger-than-life feeling to the performance, I can't even begin to explain. One thing I have to say as a negative though is the editing, which I'm personally not a fan of. Their editors take a very jump-cut approach to the editing, instead of a smooth one, which is personally not my preference. They cut clips in alignment with the rhythm of the song, which is way too fast, and when they run out of clips to use, they begin to reuse them and it just doesn't work that well. It creates a very tiring experience for the eyes and makes you want to watch any other performance of the song, rather than stream the actual music video. It does create an atmosphere though, that is very hyped up and fast-paced, but come on. None of the clips last more than 3 seconds, and especially during the bridge I felt like I was going partly blind. Overall, this is not my favorite music video by them, but it is up there for sure. Top 3 easily. None of their music videos were ever bad, but YG keeps topping the quality every time, which is exactly what these 4 women deserve. Moving on to the weakest part of every Blackpink comeback to date in my opinion. Lyrics. I won't spend much time here for 2 reasons. Number 1 is that I'm not fluent in Korean obviously, and translations in any language will never be the same as understanding the original language. Number 2 is that I don't even think there is much to say. Blackpink's writers aren't interested in themes, lore, or message. They most of all value catchiness, and well, they damn sure succeeded this time around without it all sounding cringe. Rap parts are usually the worst, but this time around they were pretty good. Still, in Celine reference during Lisa's second verse was iconic because she is indeed an ambassador for Celine and she was also wearing it during that scene. Also, the reference to fashion crimes was damn funny, because she is constantly in the spotlight for getting quote-unquote bad outfits that should be considered fashion crimes. So is it really her if she doesn't have at least one a month? I don't think so. But yes, overall they make right about 0 sense and they are just your typical look at how powerful I am type of lyrics, but I'm not complaining. As long as they aren't cringe or inappropriate I won't complain anymore. I don't care enough to do so, to be honest, since I don't understand Korean to begin with. From their weakest to their strongest point we go next, that being choreography. By the time of my scripting this video, they haven't performed Pink Venom anywhere yet, so I don't know how the whole choreography looks like. We pretty much only saw the chorus and the dance break in the music video, so in this section I will purely go off of that. Once their first performance of it is out, I'll update you all on my thoughts in my community tab, so make sure to keep an eye out for it. Also on my Instagram, in case some of you may follow me there. But back to the point, I personally think this could be their best choreography to date. They are known for having some of the worst dance moves incorporated in their dances, such as the chorus of Pretty Savage, just to name one. But what we saw so far from Pink Venom's moves, they all seem so powerful and catchy, making me want to learn them right away. Hopefully they didn't fuck up the rest of the song, because we truly are so close to getting their best choreography yet. Like by a few miles the best. The moves also seem a bit more complicated to me, which is fresh to see, considering all of the members are pretty strong in this department, especially Lisa and Rosie. I just got reminded of the On the Ground choreo, and that's such a dark place, to be honest. I hate everything about it. That's why we will move on to the next section before I get mad over something I shouldn't even care that much about to begin with. This section is the one I used to make videos on back in the day, but then I left them behind, thinking nobody cared. But you guys keep requesting them, so they will make a comeback, starting today. I hope you enjoy. Here is my review of the fashion in Pink Venom music video. Is this one of their best styling eras? I would definitely say yes from what we saw in the music video. Let's break it down look by look, scene by scene, as it's only appropriate after you all have been starved of any fashion-related content for such a long time. The first outfit we really see fully is Jennie's red look, which, to be completely honest with you, I don't really like. I don't even know what to call it because it's super confusing in a way it's put together, but whatever she is throwing in the air and is hanging for her is so unappealing visually in my opinion. Her opening outfit should be something bombastic, but instead we got this. Lord help us all. Next we have Lisa's opening look, and it very much reminds me of one character's look in Jumanji remake. If any of you watched that movie, then you know what I mean exactly. It's pretty and suits her so well. The only thing I would change are light blue heels, because how the hell does that even contribute to the whole aesthetic of the outfit? You're right, it ruins it. So maybe some heavy boots with it would work much better, but thankfully we don't see her feet much, which makes it easier to digest. Rosie's opening look is simply perfect, and she looks like a gorgeous villain from a horror movie, especially with that heart in hand that is still beating. She overall has a very elegant vibe to her, which this dress brings forward wonderfully. Let's stop complaining over her always getting dresses and skirts. It's what she wears best, and I don't even care for any other opinion. You can't change my mind. Jisoo's opening look is another one I personally don't like. The material somehow wrinkles weirdly and from far away looks cheap, like a plastic bag or something. The upper part is pretty, but then the way it falls down from the waist lacks shape, which makes Jisoo's body look flat. It looks like she is getting lost in dress and the dress is wearing her, instead of the other way around. Love her hairstyle to death here though, and the hair accessories too. Then we come to the first group dance scene of safari outfits, as I like to call them. They are as a whole really pretty in my opinion, but let's take a bit of a deeper look. Rosie's is very simplistic, almost too simplistic if you ask me. Less is more sometimes, but not to the point I almost miss she's there because she blends in the background too much. Also, what's up with safety shorts being entirely visible? Cut that shit, it's lazy and ugly. Then if we look at Jisoo, I think her look suits her vibe super well. It's elegant and simple, yet still makes her stand out to some extent, especially in comparison to Rosie. Shorts with some type of graffiti-like writing over them is a nice grungier touch to the very elegant and glamorous top. I won't comment on whatever is hanging down from her waist, because I'm done giving attention to curtains. Next we have Lisa, who stands out the most due to the color theme we have going on in her look. She doesn't have any white, which what's was going on there? I like the boots and baggy pants. She wears that more tomboyish combination fantastically every single time, and their stylists are clearly aware of that. As for the black top over the light brown one, I'm usually not a fan of this trend, but damn does it tie every together perfectly here. It only helps that she wears it well and it fits her to a T. Lastly we have Jennie, who has my favorite look here. I'm not even kidding. I want every single piece of it. From the elegant top with a bow in the back that hangs down almost to the floor, to the baggy pants and sneakers. We don't see her often in something like this, but it's a perfect blend of tomboyish and elegant to where she is still able to make it her own as the more feminine type. We finally come to Lisa and Jennie's 90s inspired look. More particularly we can see this type of styling among black male rapper at the time. Lisa's is my favorite of the two by far, because it has more feminine details attached to it, which give it a more elegant approach, compared to Jennie's, which seems more like a rip-off those black male rappers' outfits. Ike, their stylist, opened one of those rappers' music video and recreated the first look they saw. Even all of the necklaces are a bit too much if you ask me, and it's just so far from who Jennie is as a person and in terms of her personal style, which is also why it all looks a bit awkward on her. Jisoo's second look is a lot better than her first one, although I have a feeling it's a good thing she's sitting down because it looks like there is something hanging down from both sides. But as just what we see it as, it's pretty and very elegant once again, which is who Jisoo is at her core. Rosie's second look though is this type of what seems like latex outfit that represents a rock star. I've noticed that black seems to be her color and she wears it exceptionally well every single time. It's my favorite of the two of her looks we discussed so far. Then we have the second group scene, and these outfits are very questionable in my personal opinion. People seem to be obsessed with them, but I can't really join that same club. First let's go over Lisa's, because what the fuck is even going on there? From two patterns of the pants that don't go together in any way, to the random neon pink top that doesn't only throw off her entire look, but also the aesthetic of all members together. I guess this is her fashion crime of this era. Second we have Jisoo, and her look would be fine if she didn't have that random mustard-colored sleeve or glove on. It doesn't fit the rest of the look in any way, shape, or form. But her hairstyle is superior, I must say, and I hope we see her with it on at least one music show stage. Jennie's outfit only looks good because she's wearing it, and that's on period. If you look closer into it, it's damn confusing and ugly if I'm being 100% honest. Nothing about it is appealing, but Jennie tends to wear a lot of not so conventional outfits that she can make something like this work. Rosie's look is the prettiest here by far, and not enough people are talking about it. It's something a lot more tomboyish than what she usually wears, so it's refreshing. But then also she is so elegant and feminine overall that she looks cute in it, instead of very grungy or badass, which I love. Also the red top is a perfect pop of color, although it does clash with the whole set of outfits of all members a tiny bit. Lastly, we have yet another group dance scene and the last 4 outfits of the music video. They seem very much inspired by what they wore in Kill This Love era, especially during one of their music show performances. Therefore they fall a bit flat for me. With Lisa's I don't even know what's going on, because what the hell is that neck thing all about? I hate it entirely and she deserves better. The rest of the look is tolerable though. Then we have Jennie and Jisoo, which give me very similar vibes. To be specific, Kill This Love vibes. I like both looks, although they aren't necessarily anything I would throw myself on the knees for. But I would absolutely do that for Rosie's entire outfit. It's very her first of all, in her best color black, and it's super elegant. Nothing ground breaking, but I personally enjoy it and it's the best look of this group scene by far. Overall I can say that I'm impressed with how fast their stylists are improving with each era. They used to have pretty bad styling in my opinion, especially during their debut era, but with every release they have bigger budget and therefore more luxury items that look stunning on them. But what about their second album? Do I have hopes that it will also improve in comparison to their first one? Here are some of my personal predictions that are by no means innovative.
Diamond shining, driving silence, I don't mind it, I'm riding, flying private side by side with a pilot.
To be completely transparent here, I don't even have many predictions to begin with. The thing is that with Blackpink you never really know what to expect, and when you're so scared of being disappointed, setting any kind of expectations or predictions isn't the best path you can go down. Now, I do think though that this album will again contain either 8 or 10 songs, like the album did. I'm not a fool to expect anything more. I refuse to, because I know it won't ever happen. I also predict that at least 2 of the songs will have a Western artist featured on them. There has been a lot of talk around one of them being Doja Cat, and she even dropped some supposed hints, but we will see. Ariana Grande's name also keeps popping up, but that's more of a wish I feel like than something realistic. That could happen. Her voice just doesn't fit with Blackpink's in my opinion, but hey, what do I know? Maybe it would surprise me entirely. I also think their title track will stick with the girl crush theme, just in a different soundscape and concept probably. I mean, execution of the girl crush concept can be done in many different ways and they proved it many times. I definitely hope we don't get a copy of any of their previous track, or I will be extremely upset about it. I don't know man, there aren't any other predictions in my head really, so the rest is simply left to time. We will see what they have to offer when the full album is out. Of course I will do another deep dive review of it, so subscribe to not miss it. Also let me know your predictions down in the comments. Maybe I have some of the same ones as you and they just aren't coming to mind at this very moment.
Taste that pink venom, taste that pink venom, taste that pink venom, get 'em, get 'em, get 'em.
If we put everything I just told you together, then I think I can safely say Blackpink didn't let me down, and 2 years was very much worth the wait for this song in my opinion. Yes, it's not groundbreaking or innovative like so many of us hoped for, but it does bring a new chapter for these 4 beautiful women, and I hope they are able to get even more success than they have right now. They truly deserve it in my opinion. I couldn't be more excited for the album to drop, and I need it to happen like right now. Also excited to see them promote this song for more than 2 stages, we damn hope. As for my rating that I know you guys have been waiting for, at least some of you did I hope. I give Pink Venom 9 out of 10 rating, and I do think it's one of their best songs right now. Hopefully I can take this back once B-sides on the new album blow me away, but we will see. Let's all anticipate their comeback next month together and enjoy the fact we finally have them back before they go on another huge hiatus. These moments with them are rare, but so very special. Thank you for watching. I appreciate you so deeply.